Don't know how to protect your very expensive, small, easy to lose micro SD cards? I'll show you a $1 solution for 12 and a $5 solution for 48 or more. Interested? Here we go. If you use cameras like these, you use storage devices like these micro SD cards. The problem is they're small. These little plastic containers, they don't even give them to you anymore. They're loose. You got to protect these little babies because they're expensive. I'm going to use this hardened, watertight smartphone case, about 4 inches wide, 7.5 inches long, and about 1 inch tall. The key is to figure out how to measure this. Just take a piece of paper, put it in here like this, press it down, pull it out, and now you've got your outline. Cut it out. This is my pattern. I want to make sure it fits in there without any problem. It's a little loose, that's okay. Now I'm going to take my piece of foam, a thin marker. I use the pattern, trace the outline. I'm going to use a straight edge when I cut it. And this is just a regular piece of fitness foam that you put on your floor, straight cutter. It's important that you keep these things sharp. This is an old sharpening stone from my grandfather, probably close to 75 years old. I usually run this on both sides before I cut. It makes for a nice smooth line. Take off the nubs, do a fit check on the container. Fits in there good. It's a little wobbly, but that's okay. It's gonna be fine. You can use the textured side or the flat side. I prefer the flat side, having made a couple of these. My goal is to evenly space these. You can see where I did this on this one. This is just a test tube. This can hold a dozen. Slides in here like this. Has a great cap. I like these test tubes. I use them for all sorts of things. It's a nice, relatively thin profile. Here's an even smaller one. Here's one in a pill container. Actually just took the red top and they're easy to take out. You can hold 18 in here. So you really wouldn't have to go for this really giant one. This costs nothing. This one costs $2. This is actually one of those soda bottle before they've actually heated up and blown it up. This is really tough stuff. Here's another option. This is like one of those surf things where you put your gear in. You can see how many you hold there. And that's just maybe half the size. This is a nice one. Waterproof, durable. Let's finish this off. They're just about a centimeter wide. So when I make my lines, I'm going to space them out like I did here and alternate. Just hit them with a medium heat on a heat gun or a hair dryer, and then see they just kind of go in right like that. Perfect. They come out easy. So I'm alternating every other centimeter, doing 4 here, and then I'll offset and do 4 here, 4 here, 4 here. So there's spaces for 48 of those micro SDs. If you got 48 in the micro SDs, then I guess a $5 investment and another couple bucks in foam is well worth it, because this container is going to serve you well. It's going to float. It's going to keep things dry. It's a little bit of shock value. I just take this, use a straight edge, and then just slice into each one of these. Go one way, make sure I go all the way through the foam, and then I just go the other way. I'm going to do that 47 more times. All 48 are finished. On this thinner foam, you probably wouldn't even need to use the heat gun. It goes in there really well. See? Sticks out a little bit, so it makes it easy to pull out. Yeah, you probably wouldn't even need a heat gun for this one. Protects it on the bottom, so this little piece is obviously protected. A real quick improvement here. I took the little nubs that I cut off from the beginning of the build, so I glued those down there on the top and the bottom of those little tabs. Kind of looks a little stylish, actually. And that makes this even more almost bullet shock proof. This is the slightly thicker foam. This goes into the smaller test tube. You can see the difference between this one and this one. Has had the heat applied that it kind of expands the foam, and this doesn't. This has 12 too. So this has 12 and this has 12. Just a little shorter. You can see the difference. It actually shaped the back and like that. The dealer's choice on whether you want to expand it up just makes it slightly easier to get the parts in and out. There we go. I did this one in green for a couple reasons. First of all, I had green foam. Sometimes, you know, depending on where you drop that, you may not be able to see it. Although if you have 48 micro disc in there, you might care about it a little bit. If you're going to drop that on the ground, you're going to obviously see where it is. This pill container version has 17 in it. You could probably alternate a little bit to get more or less. I think 17 will work out well. There goes the cap. There you go. This one I like. I actually got this at a convention for free, so the container didn't cost me anything, and it has a nice little lanyard on it. You could put a lanyard on all of these or some sort of clip, depends on what you want to do. This one's really helpful though. I looked at the designs of the other containers. There's a credit card one, but I really wanted something that was going to protect and not damage the cards whatsoever. Give them a little bit of waterproof. All these containers I've designed this way. The reason why they don't move around a lot is because it's right there. When I close the container, it's squeezing down a little bit. Same thing with this. Not moving at all. And you can see it's safely protected in there. Just as I did for this big version where I made a template, I made templates for the test tube to make sure that I could get a general idea of how close I would need to fit for the blue surfing thing. Fit check, ran it down like this to get close. and pill container. Make it a little loose, understanding that the foam is going to be a little thicker for each one of these, but that will get you in the ballpark. So there you go, 5 different ways from no dollars to $5 to protect your ultra sensitive and very expensive and small micro SD cards. Thumbs up and comments always appreciated. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned where I'll make more storage device containers that are just as rugged and tough as these are. Coming soon.